Welcome back to Asura's Wrath. Now we're doing episode 4. So if you remember, Asura last time walked into a village he saw in the distance.
And he's kind of pissed at the moment.
Well, yeah, he's, after being for 12,000 fucking years in hell. And here's an interesting thing. In order to reflect the fact that a lot of time has passed, we don't understand what the villagers are saying because their language evolved in time. So while Asura and the other deity will speak normal English in this case, the villagers will have this made-up language in the same fashion of, say, Aiko, Shadow of the Colossus, and stuff like that.
Alright.
We will not have subtitles, however, so we kind of use their body language to basically say what we're saying. So basically, this is your typical village for this new world. They're living a normal life, but their lives are still threatened by the Gohma, so they're trying to do their best to survive. And they were kind enough to let Asura in. But however, they recognized him. And also another thing that kind of pisses you off is probably there's a lot of recycled voice clips for these villagers.
Oh boy.
So if you're this Gohma, type of Gohma is the most generic one we saw in the previous episode for the tutorial ones, basically. Yes, he's already.
What? I can't hear you!
Fucking monkeys.
Who did the audio mixing for this game? The people who
Probably
did
the same guy who did Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, so the first thing to do here is basically to defeat the horde of Gohmas here. It's pretty straightforward, it's just these monkey types, so it's not that big deal. Also, if you've noticed that it's a thing since the first episode, each Gohma comes with a power level, in order to understand how much dangerous it may be. It's a nice thing, but it's also probably an idea from the anime Dragon Ball Z anime director. Because again, this game also has a lot of reference to Dragon Ball itself. On, almost there already.
Yep.
And here's the other thing. Yes, Dweebs, by the way, the deities now are using basically Imperial Starfighters.
Ooh.
And they use these kind of troops we already saw in the first episode, but now they're using it to, well, defeat the Gohmas, obviously, but there's also another purpose for them. We'll see even later. They're so nice.
Destruction. That's the only word we can say.
Actually, it's a stable trope for robots in Japanese culture. They kind of always repeat Akaisuru, which means destruction. And this is basically their captain. It will function as a mini-boss. And interesting trivia, the weapon he's holding is actually an Easter egg from Monster Hunter.
Huh. So,
his great sword. However, he's not wielding it like he do in the game, he's just using one hand because, it's big. But yeah, basically now we have to defeat them and the captain, but we're already halfway through, so it's easy enough. If left alone, the troops will just try to fight the Gohma, but they mostly will go after you, so don't mind. The captain doesn't die, if I recall correctly, for this round. He just dies when you trigger the burst mode from the QTEs. However, the other Gohmas, the troops will die easily. There you go. Yep. And then after a while, they reflect their attacks, your ranged attacks. So you need to go melee. Come on. And as you can see, yeah, this enemy also has a charge stance, so you just need to dodge timely. And when it goes down, you can press the triangle button to do a special move that fills a bit more of your burst gauge. Alright, almost there. If it just doesn't... And there you go.
Thank you, R2!
R2-D2, where are you?
Right?
In QT's galore, with his good old friend L2.
Well, last thing I want is to get
And
the oil event set on fire.
And their father E3PO.
So now we're gonna have our first boss. One of the as you can imagine, the other 7 companions of Asura will be our main bosses of the game. And here's the first one. It was briefly in the first episode, but now he's gonna be. It was used a lot in promotional material, and here's another thing. In order to purify the Gohma, they drop nukes.
Of course.
And also this thing, which is a giant statue. Okay. And yes, he has a sumo stance.
Animal
so now
stance.
we have to fight him. Yay! Which means another rush against it. Thankfully, since there are a lot of enemies, your gauge can be filled more easily. Since the enemy is low, you can also tackle him very easily and gain more faster the gauge thing.
You're literally kicking his ass.
And doing also this. Again, when he does a jump attack, you can counter it if
him
you're
in the
not
groin.
overheating. Yeah.
Or punch him there. Either will do.
There, but as you can see, since I'm overheating, I cannot reflect the attack, so I have to dodge. It gives this kind of slightly level of variety and challenging factor, but again, your move pool is so limited. This game would have done so much better if you had like a combo system or an upgrade thing.
Yeah.
And here's another thing, a new Gohma type already. We're already being respected, this is already escalating. However, we're not gonna fight him, believing or not. Because here's the thing, what the Gohmas actually are doing is trying to harvest the souls of mankind. Don't know why, it's explained almost later. But here comes, yeah. And also Easter egg, that it's a rough Japanese version of literally Megaton Punch. Basically, just kill the Gohma for us so we can deal our business here.
We have to fight it at least.
No, don't worry, there will be plenty of these elephant Gohmas in the future.
No soul shall fall into the hands of the Gohma. What Lord Deus spoke of was true. It has been a while, traitor.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a traitor!
Asura's wrath return after these messages.
Asura's
Now
wrath.
return to Asura's wrath.
And yes, since it uses this kind of anime fashion, it kind of picks up slightly before the end of the stinger.
I never actually thought you would be foolish enough to come back. Who are you?
And yes, again, since Asura was spent 12,000 years into hell, he kinda has this bit of memory loss.
Pardon me for a moment.
Sure.
Also, this was actually in the demo of the game. If you don't want to buy it, I think it's still available on the PlayStation Store if you want to try it.
Sure, yeah. Right.
Alright. The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom?
The 8 Guardian Generals who knew only war are no more.
This is all nice and dandy, but that button is a bit tempting, you know.
Wising up.
Yeah, thank you. And yes, Dweebs, you actually are encouraged to do this, because not only you get a trophy for this, but you also are probably, because if you letting people talk too much, they then start attacking you. So to get the upper hand, you need to punch them in the face.
Okay.
Don't worry, it was just not gonna explain a lot. It was just saying what you already know.
Yeah, blah blah blah. I am greater.
So now basically we're fighting Wisen. It kind of functions, this is just the first phase, but it kind of functions like the Buddha statue from before. He has a couple of different attacks, and he's similar to when we faced him in episode 2, I think it was, yeah. But again, this is just the first phase, it's straightforward, believe me, it gets even more crazy. Oh, also, please get used to that laughter because he's gonna repeat that a lot.
Oh, great.
It's one of his trademark perks.
And yes, you can chuck the missiles back at him. Alright. Alright, alrighty, let's go. And here we go. Another trademark from another reference from the Dragon Ball anime. Whee!
Speaking of references, Tio, are you going to show us that special DLC crossover?
Yes, I have all the DLCs for this game.
Yes.
And I recorded all of them.
Excellent.
And yes, here's Wisen trait. His mantra is violence, which is not one of the 7 deadly sins, but it's been made up for this game. However, it basically allows him to grow bigger and bigger the more damage he gets.
So, yeah.
Speechless.
No.
While you had slumbered for 12,000 years, we attained new heights.
Please don't show me what's under
Got
your
a bit.
pants.
You got a bit big for your britches.
Bestowed upon us by our priestess, your very daughter, Mithra.
Yeah, you don't have to break that one to Asura.
Mithra's power. What did you do?
We killed her.
No, actually no, they're harvesting her power, remember.
And then we'll kill her.
You will have to make me.
In the next episode.
To be continued.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer because these kind of fights gets interrupted halfway through. But since they're short anyway, when you're actually playing the game, you can just strut your way through and go and decide to when quitting. I just broke it down to an episode for the sake of format. Anyway, time for the. All
Who's
right.
voicing who?
Oh, I remember. Jova, you're Olga, Sergey, Pedro, you're Yasha, and Reeves, you're Karlov and August.
Okay.
You don't say.
Jova?
Preposterous. That's impossible.
Impossible.
Who's Sergey?
Nothing is impossible. It actually
Just practice
sounds
your
like
Puja
fun.
voice. I know
Oh,
it's a
my
bit
Puja voice.
And
Okay.
Jova, it's you being Deus, just use your Demon Gan voice.
Silence! He is nothing but a speck of dust in the past.
Who's Karo again?
You dweebs. I know it's confusing.
Our power then was nothing compared to what we are capable of now.
To think that there was a time when we had to actually exert to purify one large Gohma. Oh, how pitiful we all once were. Yeah, when you were actually humble. Now
yeah.
you gods have a record of being dicks.
These gods are even more dicks than typical god dickishness.
I know. I've already sent Wisen. Let him take care of our old friend. Oh, right. I can
Yeah,
imagine
don't
a
worry,
look on
it's
Azura's face.
Dweebs.
I think you'd be surprised.
Admittedly, it's been a while since we've done this game.
Explain.
There are no guarantees in battle. Nothing is impossible.
How nice.
Yasha's contribution, everyone.
Oh, brilliant!
Thank you, Yasha.
Now one of the self-proclaimed 7 deities, Wyzen is intent on sending Asura back to Naraka. His power is more terrible and fearsome than when he served as one of the 8 Guardian Generals. His power threatens to crush Asura.
Alright, we'll finish up Wyzen's fight in the next episode. See you then.
Alright, see you then.
See ya.
See you then.